Peace, something we are all seeking and yearning for. Peace, something we were once indigenous to. Peace, something we have lost along our way. Our way to obtaining knowledge of self. The knowledge of our ancestors who were removed from their natural state. The knowledge of our people who refused to be oppressed. In our journey, we lost our grip on peace. In a society of pressure, stress, and traumas, we have become comfortable with holding on to the burdens of fear and anxiety, family secrets buried in our DNA. Change within is our only way back to peace. Peace in our communities, peace in our families, peace within ourselves. A major change in our thinking, in our actions, in our existence is needed. A non-negotiable change. Welcome to the revolution with Sister Talibah.
This is injustice.
Hey, peace, everyone. Peace, peace, peace. I hope y'all can hear me. Peace. Peace to Deborah Luna. Peace to Maria Carter. Peace to everyone watching. I hope y'all can hear me. If you can hear me, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat real quick. Okay. Thank you, Maria. No, you know what? Deborah, hey, peace, Linda. I'm just popping in just for a few minutes, just to do a check-in, a mental health check-in, and see how everyone's week is going. That's it. Um, so I really didn't want that intro to play, but y'all know I'm still figuring out StreamYard. So, but I wanted to know how everyone is doing, and just to make sure that everyone is doing well. It's a lot going on, and just wanted to check in with everyone. So how's everyone doing? Me, I'm doing pretty well. It's been a busy week. Right now, I'm waiting for my son to be finished with his martial arts class. I'm gonna go in before the class actually ends, though. But I just want to take a few minutes out of my day just to check in on my folks. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, thank you. I so appreciate you. Yeah, I noticed that it's some things going on around us, like that never stops, right? So just that's why I wanted to check in on folks. There's a lot going on. I've been witnessing like a lot of crash outs on social media. Um, and just wanted to make sure that everyone is still in their right mind in my neck of the woods. Oh, Miss Linda, you had a stroke? I'm praying for you to have excellent health, Miss Linda. I hate to hear that. I pray that you are restored back to perfect health. I mean, oh, Deborah, you got a free laptop at Hasselbring. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome. Yes, Maria, Double Dragon. Yes, yes. So far, I only have one son that goes to Double Dragon. Y'all know I have 4 sons. And my son that goes there, his name is Zaid, and he is 10 years old. So I have a 15-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 5-year-old. So I think I'm gonna put my 5-year-old in Double Dragon next. And the older two, I believe they're more interested in boxing, but which is fine with me, right? Um, I just want I want all my boys to know how to defend themselves with their body, So it's important for me to make sure that they know how to defend themselves whenever they need to. So yeah. So yeah, just coming in, and I'm hopefully everyone is doing well and maintaining throughout this week. What? One of my girls still goes, but the other is over it. Why? Maria, girl, do you know I'm considering joining? I took one class last year in the fall. It was, and you know what? I think I know who your babies are. Um, I took this class on a Saturday, and it's the Filipino martial arts with the bamboo sticks. I know that's not the correct name for those sticks. I don't want to be disrespectful. And I believe they were in the class with me, and I really enjoyed myself. So I'm even considering enrolling and going on, going into that journey of being a black belt. So yes, yeah, I think I know who your babies are. They're very quiet too. At least um, beautiful girls. I think I know who your babies are. But yeah, I love it. Like putting my son in martial arts was like one of the best decisions I've ever made. And I think I'm gonna end up, being a student as well. But I want to put my other baby in there. So hey, good evening, Meat Freaks Barbecue. Good evening, peace, Eddie Gray. Peace to everyone. I know y'all like, what is she doing? It's not Sunday. It's not noon on Sunday, but no, especially since I had that show last week Sunday about mental health. I just wanted to make sure that I stop in and just check on everybody's mental health, and make sure that everyone is doing well. Peace, Miss Gladys. Peace, peace, peace. I miss you. I miss you. Yes, it does get the children's minds right. I agree. It gives them discipline. Uh-oh. I thought something was about to fly into my van. Peace, concrete jungle. Peace. Peace. Yeah, it's a lot going on social media. People, I see a lot of mental and emotional crash outs, and I hope everyone is protecting themselves um, from those crash outs. Is it a beginner class you're considering? Well, yeah, they start you, Miss Deborah. They start you at a beginner's level, at a white belt level. So yeah, you start at white belt, and then you go up in rank. Um, you get the different color belts. So it's white, then orange, and then the orange you get a how do I want to say? Oh, you get a white tape on the orange. So that's where my son is at. He's still in the orange, and he's working on being a green belt. So he just tested, I want to say, at the end of June. So yeah, he'll be a green belt, inshallah, by this fall. So yeah. Well, yeah, I would start off as a white belt. And the martial arts discipline is a Korean discipline. It's called Tang Soo Do. Miss Linda, I am thinking about studying Islam. Been in church all my life, but it's not the same anymore. Yeah, I understand. I have really good memories from growing up in church. I grew up in a Pentecostal, a non-denominational church in Detroit, and it was my great grandmother's church. Um, and I used to love singing in a choir. So I have some really good memories from church. So, Miss Linda, you just have to do what's best for you, follow your heart. And if you are going to study Islam, study it with your whole heart. And in regards to church, remember that church is is a building, it's an institution. God is within you. So focus on yourself. Don't let any other Christians or whomever distract you from being the best Christian or the best soul that you can be. Miss Deborah suggested we get a group. Man, we would be dangerous at city council, wouldn't we, Miss Deb? Little mama on here. I didn't see her come in. Peace, little mama. That's my sis right there. I do not play about little mama. Miss Gladys, you're a Pentecostal? Girl, you know what? I'm not surprised. I am not surprised, Miss Gladys. Yeah, yeah. I grew up in a small church. My great grandmother's church was small on the west side of Detroit, but I really I enjoyed even going to like the evening services, visiting other churches. We would have to sing at other churches and stuff. I enjoyed it. So, Winters is on here. You know what, y'all? I don't have my bifocals on. They right here by my side. I don't see her comment. But if Winters is in here, peace, Winters. I hope you are feeling better. This is not a show. I was just coming in to make sure that everyone is doing well mentally and emotionally, especially since my show from this past Sunday. When I was just talking about it, we're in a mental health crisis, and we definitely are. So, just wanted to come in and remind people to take deep breaths when they're feeling overwhelmed. As I shared with you all before, I have anxiety myself. I don't take medication for it. What works for me is taking deep breaths, like taking deep, deep breaths for like maybe 4 or 5 seconds, holding that breath in and then slowly releasing it. And then I like to also drink lavender tea, and that calms my whole nervous system down. And also, I don't know if you guys know about dhikr. Matter of fact, I got my dhikr beads right here. In Islam, we have a practice of, and we call it dhikr. And dhikr is Arabic for the remembrance of Allah, the remembrance of God. And so typically I'll say Subhanallah, which means glory be to God, Alhamdulillah, which means praise be to God, and Allahu Akbar, which means God is the greatest. And so this bead set, and I have a lot of them because I'm addicted to them, but this bead set, and it's similar to a rosary for if there's anyone that's Catholic out there. But I do it 33 times. So subhanallah 33 times, alhamdulillah 33 times, Allahu Akbar 33 times. And did y'all know I went to Catholic school from first to fourth grade? So I'm familiar with the Catholic Church. I don't know, I can't remember a lot of things, but like I remember the Hail Marys and going to what do you call that when you have to confess your sins to the confession? I remember taking communion every Friday. Every time I reflect on my life, I realize that I have lived a diverse life. And I grew up with Muslims all around me on the east side of Detroit, went to Catholic school, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, that's right, Miss Deborah. Take deep breaths. Your mom has anxiety as well. Lil Mama, right. Miss Gladys, yes, I love to get spirit filled and jump for Jesus. Peace be upon them. I hear you, Miss Gladys. I'm not mad at that. I still listen to gospel music. It's some gospel songs that I listen to that helps me to remember who I am, remember that I am never alone, remember that, God is always with me. And we need those reminders. right? So in Islam, we have something called nasheed, which is um, like a music in regards to remembering God. You can look it up on YouTube. Nasheed, N as in Nancy, Asheed. Meat Freaks Barbecue. I've been Kajik most of my life, but I was invited to a Muslim gathering, but I'm kind of iffy about it. What would you advise a newbie or newcomer that's interested in learning about Islam? Go. Because you know what, Meat Freak, in Islam, and this is in the Quran, it's in um, the second surah, the second chapter of the Quran. There is no compulsion in Islam. I think it's chapter 2, verse 256. No one can force you into Islam. And trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me. If you go to this gathering and they find out that you would like to learn about Islam, they're going to welcome you with open arms. There's nothing wrong with learning. You know, you should, no Muslim should pressure you into joining the faith. You know, it has to be sincere in your heart. So go at your pace. Go at your pace. And go with pure intentions and be honest. There's no pressure. Miss Gladys, you think I'm a very peaceful woman of God? Why, thank you. Because sometimes, sometimes I be wanting to raise hell. I be wanting to snap, crackle, and pop on some folks. But I appreciate you. I do strive to be peaceful first, always. Always come in peace. Yes, Miss Deborah. Yeah, of course. And me freaks, if you have any other questions, please ask me. I do not mind any type of questions about Islam. You know, even as a Muslim, I still I ask a million questions about other people's faith. Um, Christianity especially, you know, it's always good to learn. And then what I come to find out is that we are more similar than different, and learning about other people's faith, it, how can I say, it reactivates maybe, but it inspires me to continue to learn about my own faith. So yeah. Yeah, I appreciate everyone. Sometimes your cousin can get on your last toe nerve. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. But you know, we have coping mechanisms that we go to when we feel like people are getting on our nerves, you know, that you should use. Don't submit to any chaos. Don't give in, y'all, because it's a lot going on. Stay away from toxic people. Be amongst family and friends that are peaceful and want to see you do better. That's the best advice I can give. But let me also remind you of this. If something does trigger you, that means if someone triggers you, or maybe a situation triggers you, really evaluate yourself and be honest about your feelings, because that may be something that you need to heal. It may be something that you need to be responsible in healing. So, yeah, I just wanted to check in with you all. Yes, I do. I love our A10 family, Miss Deborah. We have a lot of good people in our A10 family. A lot of good people. Yes, ma'am. Well, that's all I really wanted to say. Just wanted to check in, make sure everyone is doing well today. And just to remind you all to take deep breaths, drink plenty of spring water, live water, eat your fruits and vegetables. What else? Meditate, pray, whatever it is that you do, state your positive affirmations. Remind yourself who you are. Eddie Gray, Sister Talibah, is there something that can help with grieving? Who or what are you grieving, Eddie Gray, if you don't mind me asking? Because automatically we think when we hear grieving, we think about like someone that has experienced a physical death, losing a relative or a family member or loved one. But it can be also a loss of a relationship, or even you can lose yourself. Boy, now that's a good topic to talk about. Losing yourself. I've experienced that. I think, and not to say that men don't go through this, but for women, and I'm a woman, obviously, but like when you get married and you start having children, it is very easy for you to lose yourself. Now, that would be a good topic to talk about. But with grieving, I would like to know specifically who or what you are grieving, Mr. Eddie Gray, if you don't mind me asking. I feel like with grief, you have to sit in it and you really have to take it. My baby brother. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. My condolences to you and your family. May your family may your family have comfort, ease, peace, strength, and patience during this time. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, I the one of the closest people in my family passed away a day after my birthday this year, in January, and it was my grandmother. And my granny was 91 years old. And my granny really was my saving grace, um, for a lot of situations in my life. And when my oldest daughter had called me to tell me that she had passed, and my first thought was, okay, she was 91, right? It was unexpected though. Um, and she didn't have any health issues until literally like the last 2 years of her life, like with some she had like a stroke but bounced back to her regular self, and then she dealt with some memory loss. So i I accepted that she had transitioned, but what hurt me the most was how she had transitioned. And that's when I really lost it, when I found out how she had transitioned. Um, and so for me, my mind stayed stuck on that for like the beginning of my grieving period. But my faith and how I grew up, what I have learned about when we have when we experience a physical death, is that it was that person's time to leave. And I also believe that, and this might sound strange to some people, but I do believe that people that we love, that transition, it could be that they are more of a help to us in the spiritual world, in the afterlife. And I'm still wrapping my mind around that. But I do believe that when our family members become our ancestors, that it may be that they can help us more in the spiritual world. That's just something that I'm leaning towards. But every day, thinking about my grandmother, for me, because of how I think, is I have more days of ease than days of sadness. I also thought that she was visiting me a lot because when I would open up my iPad, it would be certain pictures of her smiling at me. Or my granny, she loved birds and like red robins. And if I see a bird or pictures of a bird, like randomly, like random stuff, I will be like, okay, granny, I know that you are near me, So I always remind myself that they are not, we don't die. We literally transition energies. And so that's how I've been, um, I want to say, adjusting or moving forward with my granny, transitioning back to God. Um, I also, of course, remember a lot of her wisdom. So for you, Mr. Eddie Gray, um, whatever wisdom that your brother gave you or words of encouragement, you should focus on that. Lost him in, hold on, let me put on my bifocals, y'all, because I'm tripping. Peace, T. Lost him 2021. Find myself not focused. Think meditation would be good to try to clear the mind and get focused. Mr. Eddie Gray, you can also talk to him. That's one of my uh, advice from one of my uncles, is just to flat out talk to him. And meditation would be good. And he's been gone, physically gone since 2021 because he wouldn't want you to be not focused. Concrete Jungle. Once I heard the words, from God we come, to him is our ultimate return. Grieving became a little more easier to deal with for me. Yes, I agree. I agree. I agree. Mm, yeah. I don't know, Mr. Eddie Gray, if you are a Christian or if you are more prone to lean towards reading the Bible, or what it is that helped you spiritually, but maybe you could find something and just keep saying and meditating and praying on it, because grief is really a day by day, it's a um hour by hour, minute by minute, second by second situation or experience, I should say. Peace, Woodrow Green. Thank you, Maria. Yeah, it's like that's just something that's just going to take a while. And for you, I mean, obviously it's taking you a few years. But and when I say this, I don't want to be offensive, but one thing that I have learned from Islam is that, like in Islam, they give you a prescribed number of days to grieve your family members, and that's because your grief can become a form of worship. Hold on, y'all see my baby coming out. I'm gonna honk the horn. He see me, he coming. I didn't park by these trees under this shade. But anyways, um, because I had an experience, and I shared this on my first show, on a self-preservation show, when I lost my coworker at work and I witnessed her physical death, right? And I could not, I thought about her death every single day for months. Like I would just bust out crying. And I was like, I couldn't get it out my mind, to where it actually, um, it obviously it increased my anxiety, and every little pain, every little inkling that I felt within me is that I would run to the doctor, right? And finally my doctor was like, wait, hold on, baby. Assalamu alaikum. Hold on, because you about to start fussing. Um, my doctor addressed, like, why are you always in here? And she pulled it out of me. And then I remember I had this dream of my coworker, and she came to me, and she was sitting on like a throne and sitting in the clouds. And she said, Allison, my government, my birth name, Allison, I do not give you permission to worship me. And that woke me up. And I mean, it was very real to me. I'm a dreamer and I record my dreams. And I can have like multiple dreams. And sometimes I think I astral travel. I hope that's not getting too deep for some of y'all, but I believe I astral travel, right? As well. Um, but I'm a dreamer and I have a journal of all my dreams. And just recently, one of my dreams manifested. It manifested yesterday. So I take my dreams very seriously. And I felt like when I dreamed about her and her giving me that message, um, it was a message for me to not dwell on her death. We all have a prescribed time here on this planet. We don't know when we're leaving. We don't know when our time is up. We're literally travelers on this earth. This is a temporary place. So, Mr. Eddie Green, I hope I answered your question. If I can think of anything else, I would try to contact you or look for you. And, and please, I hope I didn't offend anyone in this chat. Peace, I ain't going. Woodrow said, let me put on my bifocals, child. I don't even know why I take these things off my face. While we are grieving, sometimes we forget the progress we've made within the grief process and need to celebrate small steps as well. Yes, I agree. Peace, Carolyn Hendricks. Thank you, Miss Deborah. Miss Maria, dreams have meaning. Most people can but are blocked. Astro travel. Oh, so you know a little something. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. And when we dwell on something, like when it stifles us, it makes us stagnant, and that's why we lose focus. You know what I mean? Because we're so busy focused on something we can't do anything about. We just have to accept it. And I think that's another thing, especially in the Western society and our society, when physical death is not accepted. I don't know what it is, but it's like an attachment to this life that is temporary. And one of the main signs for us in Michigan and in the Midwest states is that we see the cycle of life, because we see the change of seasons. And so it's proof of physical death all around us. We've experienced this our whole lives. But in this society, it's like it's so void of the soul, it's so void of spirituality. And then it makes it as if we'll be here forever, and that's just not the case. It's just really not the case. And we have to remember that we are not the body. Okay, good, Eddie Gray. And do you know, I I I dealt with grievance for, I want to say, a few months. It wasn't a year, almost a year, with an organization in Flint called Wow Outreach, and it opened my eyes to a lot of things. Um, and it was really like we would do these healing circles once a month. Yep, it was once a month. Um, and it was really the majority of the people that were grieving were mothers that lost their children of violence, typically gun violence. Um, I really don't consider myself an expert with grief. So I would, if I knew you personally, I would refer you to someone else. But even looking into going into grief counseling, or like a group therapy in regards to grief, there's nothing wrong with that. I really enjoy doing that with those group of women. And it was some men, but mostly women. Miss Maria says, I tend to encourage those grieving to focus on funny situations, their smile, and important moments to minimize the one memory of the loss. I agree. I totally agree. It's like for my close relatives that have passed away, I could still hear their voice. And even when I think of things they have told me, I remember it in their voice. Taz, I love these healthy conversations. Okay. I do too, because it's enough foolishness going on. We don't need to converse about that. Miss Gladys, I'm not of this earth. I'm just passing through. Facts. Yes, the healing circles are very effective, Maria. I agree, Deborah. Yes, Miss Gladys, keep moving forward to greener pastures in life. Don't set up a tent in the desert. Mm-mm. Keep on moving. I like that too. I like that. Okay, y'all. I literally was just coming on for like 15 minutes to do a Talibah tidbit. Like, make sure you all are, being positive, despite what's going on around you. Take care of your mental health, take care of your emotional health, your spiritual health, your physical health. Take care of you, love on you. Uh, you know, drink well, eat well, get some fresh air, all of that good stuff. Hey, no name, peace, peace, peace. I came on for a 15-minute tidbit, and it has come close to 40 minutes. We got to talking about grief and all of that good stuff. So um, now I got my baby in the car, and he looking at me like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. You not, you chilling? Oh, you want something to drink? He just got out of martial arts, so he wants something to drink. So I'm gonna go treat him with that. But I can't wait to see you all on Sunday at noon. And I'll be putting a flyer out soon. And we'll be talking about moral injury and forgiveness. It'll be a really good topic. Um, so I can't wait to see you all then. And if I'm moved to come on to do another tidbit or just to talk for a few minutes, I'm going to do that. So, you guys get used to seeing me throughout the week for a few minutes. But I love you all. Y'all know that, right? I love, love, love every one of you. Right, Maria? Gatorade or something. Um, and then Maria, encourage your baby to stay with martial arts. Please. You got some sweet babies with their pretty selves. All right, peace, y'all. Peace, Debbie Clark. Peace, Debbie Clark. Girl, where you been? Man, I hope you are doing well. I hope everything is going well with you and your sister and your family. Thank you, No Name. Thank you so much. I'm proud of you as well. I really appreciate you. Love you, Debbie Clark. Maria, your I'll try don't even sound convincing to me. It don't read convincingly. It sounds like little sis got her mind made up. Love you, Queen Hanifa. I miss you so much. I miss you. Hopefully, I'll see you all at a council meeting soon. Okay. Oh, y'all, I had a dream about city council. I don't know if I'm gonna tell this dream. I had a dream last night. I had two significant dreams. And child, I'm not gonna even tell y'all who I was rumbling with. And I mean rumbling. Lord, I don't know if I'm ready for that to manifest. No, look at Maria, do tell. Nah, I might tell it later in the near future. We'll see. But when I mentioned city council, I was just like, oh my God, I had this dream. Child, child, child. But I will tell y'all this. It was only one officer in the chambers, and the council member that I was going back and forth with on a break got checked. I didn't. I didn't get put out this time in my dream. They got checked. I am cracking myself up. Look at Maria. Maria, you got a big mouth, girl. Why you all up in my head? Why you up in my dreams? Oh my goodness. Okay, nope, nope. Maria got it, Miss Gladys. Maria nosy, y'all. Okay. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. May everyone be safe. Protect yourselves. Don't be crashing out on social media, okay? I'm gonna have to pull y'all to the side and tell y'all about yourselves. Just sit back and watch the show. It's all a show. Protect yourselves. Pray, meditate, say positive affirmations. I love y'all. Peace.